Hello everyone! Do you know what are the functional issues in elderly? In this video, we will learn some issues faced by the elderly. The first one is fall and related problem, sleep problem, adjustment to aging, decline function, reduced income and societal prejudice. The first one is falls in elderly. Falls mean unintentionally coming to rest, trips or stumble to the ground. It is the main cause of morbidity and disability in elderly, which usually happens at home such as bathroom, bedroom or living room. Do you know that 32% of individuals older than 65-year-olds undergo fall, which 50% of it falls more than once in a year? The rest also depending on settings such as home, nursing home or hospitals. What are the risk factors of fall? It can be divided into three factors. The first one is intrinsic factors, is age or disease-related changes such as having a previous fall history, visual impairment or vitamin D deficiency. While extrinsic factor is more external in nature such as environmental hazard, for example, uneven ground, poor lighting, slippery floors or trip hazard. Situational factors are related to activity that is being done, such as rushing to the bathroom or walking while talking that can cause unintentional falls.
Let's moving on to the consequences of fall in elderly. Many falls do not cause injuries, but 1 out of 5 falls does cause a serious injury such as a broken bone and head injury. First, it can cause broken bone like wrist, arm, ankles, and also hip fractures. Second, fall can cause head injuries. This can be very serious, especially if the person is taking certain medicine like blood thinner. An older person who falls and hit the head should see the doctor right away to make sure that they have a brain injury. Last one is fear of falling. Many people who fall, even if they are not injured, become afraid of falling. This fear may cause a person to cut down on the everyday activities. When a person is less active, they become weaker and this increases the chances of falling.
How to prevent falls? Firstly, you need to stay physically active, get enough sleep, and take vitamin D or calcium supplement. Now, what are the OT rules in falls prevention? They can do a home environment modification by remove clutter or excess furniture, remove or securing door rack, repositioning bedroom furniture, increase home lighting, install handrails or grab bar by stairs, bathroom or bed, provide anti-slip shoe or non-slip mat in wet zone, and provide durable medical equipment. Also, they can do a fall risk assessment by taking history and doing physical examination. It is to find out if a person have a low, moderate or high risk of falling, which involves screening, assessing and intervention. These are some assessments to evaluate strength, gait, balance or fall risk.
Now let's take a look on the relation of falls in elderly and COVID-19. Lockdown and mobility restrictions due to COVID-19 have effects on physical activity level of the older adults, such as increasing sedentary behavior and physical inactivity. As a consequence, physical health in older people is negatively affected. This physical inactivity may increase and exacerbate the risk of disabilities, and this is one of the risk factors leading to falls.
We move on to sleep problems in the elderly. What is sleep and why it is important to older people? So let's find out. First of all, sleep is defined as activity related to obtaining restorative rest and sleep to support healthy, active engagement in other occupations. When an adult reaches the senior years, sleep patterns continue to change. Some pathophysiologic conditions contribute to sleep issues. These conditions include diabetes, cardiovascular disease, and gastrointestinal issues. So do you think sleep is important for older adults? A good night's sleep is important because it helps to improve concentration and memory formations, allow their bodies to repair cell damage that occur during the day, and refreshes their immune system to prevent disease. Elderly who do not sleep well are more likely to have depression, difficulties maintaining attention, memory problems, and also experience more nighttime falls. So what is the common sleep problem faced by the elderly? Firstly, insomnia. So what is insomnia? Insomnia is a difficulty or trouble to falling or staying asleep. According to a research, elderly with underlying medical condition are prone to get insomnia, which impair their quality of life, function, and health. This problem will lead to fall, depression, impairs cognitive function, and also high mortality rate. Next, Sleep apnea. Sleep apnea is a serious sleep disorder in which breathing repeatedly stops and starts. The most common type is obstructive sleep apnea. OSA occurs when the soft tissues in the back of the throat relaxes, causing your airway to narrow. When your airway repeatedly becomes blocked, it limits the amount of the air that reaches your lung. Your brain senses this inability to breathe and briefly awakens you from sleep so that you can reopen your airways. This awakening is usually so brief that you don't remember it. You may make a snorting, gasping, or choking sound. So what an OT can do to help elderly with sleep problems? Sleep education. OT can develop an understanding regarding the benefit of sleep hygiene. Sleep hygiene is defined as lifestyle modification to promote sleep, such as having a sleep schedule, avoiding stimulant close to bedtime, and exercising during the day. CBT is designed to change false beliefs and attitudes that serve to maintain insomnia. It is based on the premise that our thoughts drive our emotions and, in turn, our emotions influence our behavior. Having a sleep diary can help you to track your sleep patterns. It includes the time you went to bed, how long it took to fall asleep, and the quality of your sleep. Relaxation technique. It is effective in helping with sleep initiation. It can be practiced during the day, prior to bedtime, and also in the middle of the night. Common relaxation technique includes progressive muscle relaxation, deep breathing technique, and guided imagery. Regular meal times are also helpful to set the body's clock. Heavy or fried meals, spicy dishes, citrus fruits can trigger indigestion for some people. However, a light snack before bedtime can help with sleep.
Sleep is divided into 5 stages consisting of both rapid eye movement, REM, and non-rapid eye movement, NREM sleep. The body cycle through the cycles 4 to 6 times and 90 minutes on each stage in average. For sleep stages, we're gonna look at this diagram. In stage 1, we are in transition into being awake to sleep. This is the lightest stage of sleep. In this stage, eyes are closed but easy to wake up. In stage 2, it is the deeper stage of sleep as heart rate and body temperature drops. The elderly sleep more time in this stage. In stage 3, this is the deepest stage of sleep. It is the most difficult stage of awaken a person, and if someone awoken, they will have a transient phase of mental fogginess or sleep inertia. In this stage, body repairs and regrows its tissue, builds bone and muscle, strengthens the immune system. In stage 4 or REM sleep, it is associated with dreaming. No movement on skeletal muscles, but the eye and breathing muscles remain active. Breathing rate is irregular and starts 90 minutes after falling asleep. Circadian rhythm is our normal body rhythm, and its regular sleep changes over human life, and it controls the natural release of adrenocorticotropic hormone, prolactin, melatonin, and norepinephrine. How sleep changes with age. Normative aging is associated with a reduced ability to initiate and maintain sleep. Total sleep decreases with age. Sleep problems in elderly during pandemic. Staying indoors during the first lockdown period has led to the disruption of circadian rhythmicity, where the sleep or awake cycle is highly frequent and age-associated circadian misalignment prevails. Studies by Kamalesh K. Gulia, Valued and Mohan Kumar in 2020, good sleep is important for good health and well-being of all age groups, especially elderly. Elderly experiencing high level of stress during lockdown, which result in sleep problems and low body immunity. However, social support may help in improving sleep quality and reducing anxiety and prevalent stress.
Let's take a look on the adjustment that elderly had to face while aging. The adjustment in elderly can be seen in role adjustment, adjustment in family changes, sandwich generation, widowhood, retirement, and mortality adjustment. As people age, they will start losing roles as active parents, employees, or spouses. With the loss of work role and other roles typically associated with middle age, they are forced with the dilemma of the role-less role. As role-less might give negative impact on their physical and mental health, new roles such as grandparenting, socializing, volunteering, and entrepreneurs can increase their well-being. For many people, as they get older, they will face situations where their family structure changes as children leave home or their spouses and friends die. These changes will result in social isolation, declining in health, and lack of self-care within elderly. So how do elderly adjust with family changes? It helps them as they receive support from their family members or participate themselves more in family-related activities, and when they engage more in social participation within family members. Sandwich generation are those who are within the age range from 40 years old to 60 years old and have a living parent aged 65 years old or older and are either raising a child under age 18 or supporting a grown child. At present, sandwich generations in Malaysia are playing a remarkable role in elderly care. If faced with many challenges, it will help them to adjust their responsibilities by have a better understanding on elder care issues, have an emotional recharge, and seek help from people around them. Widowhood is defined as the disruption of marriage due to the death of a spouse. The psychological consequences of widow's loss of a long-time spouse have been found to include both prolonged distress and resilience. The process of widowhood is divided into three distinct stages, which is grief, growth, and grace. The stages of grief that are involved in widowhood is the first stage, which is denial, where the person denies the fact that they lost someone important to them. Stage 2, anger. Stage 3, bargaining, where they start to lose ability to think clearly and bargain for a different outcome. Stage 4, depression. Stage 5 is acceptance. By keeping themselves occupied with hobbies and surround themselves with other family members to avoid being alone, or joining any club or neighborhood activities will help elderly to adjust with widowhood. Occupational therapies plays an important role in elderly facing widowhood. First, occupational therapies can help elderly overcome the struggles that they are facing by educating them on a healthy coping skills. Second, memory rehabilitation, as they might have problems managing their routines by themselves. And third, financial management. Occupational therapies can help the elderly rebalance their financial situation and educate them on coping when they are facing with financial problems.
Retirement is defined as partial or complete withdrawal from career work. It is also a process of gradually reducing labor force activity. Retirement age varies from country to country, generally in between 55 to 70 years old. There are 6 phases of retirement. The first one is pre-retirement. It is when the person mediates retirement and hypothesizes where the possible result. Honeymoon phase, when the person feels enthusiastic about being in retirement and spend free time doing fun activity. This enchantment reflects distress at life slowing down, which can produce a feeling of depression. Reorientation phase involves adopting a more realistic view of possible alternatives within retirement. Stability, viewed as a predictable and satisfying phase. Last one is termination phase, which is a result of illness, disability, and loss of financial support. And now we will look into factors affecting retirement. The first one is socio-economic characteristic, gender, which is due to the difference in social leadership process, cultural expectation, and social roles. So females have more negative attitude toward retirement than males do. For marital status, marital problem enhance perception of retirement-related hassles. Education, less educated people are most likely not to think about retirement, which lead to increased spare time spent with no valuable activities. The second one is physical resources due to inadequate income and financial problems. The third one is social resources. No participation in activities contribute to difficult adjustment. Next is job characteristic. Occupation that is not challenging, absorbs many hours a week, and is low status or demanding does not increase individual satisfaction with retirement. Fifth, mental capacity. Retirement results in the loss of many non-financial benefits of work, which can buffer the adverse effect of stress. The last one is preparation for retirement. Most elderly did not attend the pre-retirement preparation program, and they rarely or never discuss retirement with others. So, what can elderly do to adjust with retirement? Firstly, it is important to plan financial well ahead. Let's practice healthy lifestyles such as having a regular exercise and balanced diet. Cherish the opportunity to be with your spouse more often. Also, communicate positively and strengthen the relationship.
Mortality is defined as the quality or state of being a person that is alive and therefore is certain to die. Being a mortality, elderly can adjust by eating a healthy diet, participate in light physical activity and brain exercises, engage in social participation, and manage their stress. So what is considered as preparation of death in elderly? First, hire an attorney. The power of attorney is a legal document that gives someone they trust the right to make decisions for them. Second, wills, estates, and trusts. Estate planning involves the transfer of someone's assets when they die. Third, stay healthy. Prioritizing self-care by staying active will increase the amount of time to remain independent and able.
The next topic is decline function, reduced income, and societal prejudice. So, what is decline function? Decline function is the loss of our physical and mental ability, and this ability refers to a limitation of one's ability to perform basic functions. Functional decline is including memory and brain problems, hearing problems, vision problems, balance problems, and also weakness in bones. So, what is the risk factors affecting decline function in elderly? The risk factors is including cognitive impairment, mental health problems such as depression, disease burden or comorbidity, fall, and also the effects of medication. The next risk factors are unstable body mass index, lower extremity functional limitation, low level of social interaction activity, and also low level of social contacts, lack of physical activity, living alone, and also vision problems. Next is how to prevent functional decline in elderly. First is having a healthy diet according to the food pyramid. Secondly, practicing healthy lifestyle such as exercising regularly. And the next topic is reduced income. Nowadays, reduced income or poverty was an issue linked to the elderly. Poverty is state of one who lacks a usual or socially acceptable amount of money or material possessions. There are a few factors affecting reduced income in elderly. The factors are retirement options, health issues, lower wages, absence of social protection systems, and also too much rely on family support. There are 3 ways in preventing reduced income among elderly. The first way is public social security system, such as pensions. Secondly, is having a programs that provide assistance with healthcare. The third way is by saving, such as the retirement saving. Societal prejudice is an unjustified or incorrect attitude towards an individual based solely on the individual's membership of a social group. There are a few societal prejudices that currently happening towards elderly. It is including the ageism, the age discrimination, the crime against elderly, and also the Age Discrimination Employment Act. There are 5 risk factors of societal prejudice. The risk factors are including the lack of information of elderly, the lack of care from children, the physical weakness of the elderly, the social isolation the society gives to the elderly, and the last one is the myth of aging. The effects of societal prejudice is mental health problems such as depression. The next effect is loneliness. And the next effect of societal prejudice is decreased quality of life